Mostly हम लोग आएंगे for the first time हम बाकी के पास से और बढ़ने चले
Good afternoon. It is a pleasure moment for all of us, and we have assembled for the Viva Voce examination of one of our scholars, Mr. Tathagat Dasgupta. We are very fortunate enough to get our lovable, respected Professor Dr. P.S. Tripathi sir. Sir used to have interactions through online, but time has come that we have met him and we have taken his blessings. Also, we have another external examination, Dr. Professor Chandan Kumar Sau. Sir is from NIT Rourkela. Sir is joined through online. In addition to this, we have Professor Dr. Hariharan sir, who is the guide and supervisor of Tathagatji. Also, we have Subir sir, Satyendra sir, and all our faculty members, and finally the PhD coordination team, Dr. Rumne madam, Dr. Rajkumar sir, Dr. Jha sir, and Dr. Dilip Kumar sir, who has given the best effort to make the thesis a quality one. Today, the Viva Voce presentations will be broadcasted through YouTube, and we have these scholars throughout the India who have joined. And as a customary, the presentation will start from 30 to 40 minutes, which will be followed by the evaluation by the two of our respected external examiner. After that, there will be open house sessions. Now, with the permission of this external examiner, sir, can we start our presentations? Please.
I'll start. Change coming.
I will change the scores. The answer is not.
Good afternoon, respected VC sir, Dr. Raman Kumar Jha sir. Good afternoon, Registrar sir. Good afternoon, Dr. Barik sir. Good afternoon, Dr. Rumna ma'am. Good afternoon, my respected research supervisor, Dr. Hariharan sir. Good afternoon, external examiners, Dr. Tripathi sir, Dr. Sahu sir. Good afternoon, respected faculty members present here, and also good afternoon, all the PhD scholars present here. So today I'm going to start my Viva Voce presentation of my PhD. Shall I start? The title of my thesis is Analysis of Strategies Followed by New Age Indian Entrepreneurs for Seeking Business Opportunities and Competitive Advantage. These were the examiner's comments and actions taken. Like observation of first examiner was that some issues relating to hypothesis formulation need clarification. Here, I have not taken any action, but I have just commented something that hypotheses have been formulated after a thorough domain study and literature review, and after discussion with some industry experts and entrepreneurs, and lastly, in consultation with research supervisor. Then there was a second examiner who had some comments, like observation one of second examiner is originality and novelty of the study is missing. My comment is that very few studies on entrepreneurial strategies have been conducted in India, and this type of study has not been conducted in Agartala, Tripura, India. Actually, my study was carried out in Agartala, Tripura, India, because I was working there for many years. Observation 3 of second examiner is the researcher has tried to validate so many hypotheses which may not be interested for the readers of this work. The hypotheses have practical significance as they have been formulated after discussion with some industry experts and entrepreneurs, and after doing literature review. Observation 4 of second examiner is number of questions mentioned as 100 to 800, which can be mentioned as level 100 to level 800. Comment, I have actually used 3-digit numbering here because for ease of purpose of coding and to have a total clarity that these questions belong to section, a separate section of questionnaire dealing with entrepreneurs' behavioral traits. Next. And observation 5 of second examiner, brief discussion on organization of pilot study and its purpose is missing. This I have taken action. I have done brief discussion on organization of pilot study and stated its purpose. It is shown in page 73 of the thesis. Then observation 7 of second examiner, R-square value is less than 50%. So can we accept that IDs, that is independent variables, are significant predictors of dependent variables? Here I have written that according to Jim Frost, a contemporary American well-known data analyst and technical writer, R-square values are usually low, less than 50% for studies involving human behavior. I have also given the source, the website. He has written 3-4 books related to statistics, regression, and all this. And these are very newly released books. He's a pretty famous author, this authority now, Jim Frost. And previously also we had this, the same thing has been stated by Jacob Cohen, who wrote a book in 2002 along with some other authors, stating the same thing. Jacob Cohen is an authority, well-known authority regarding statistics. And observation 8 of second examiner suggested to focus to be given on quality publications in future. Actually, I have recently physically presented a paper related to my research in a national conference in Ahmedabad on April 18 and 19, 2023, and there is a high likelihood of the paper being published in a good journal. And details I have included in the thesis appendix section. And the researcher also had submitted a paper co-authored with supervisor related to his study to a UGC-approved journal of SAGE publication on February 18, 2023, and the latest status shown is awaiting review stations. Next. Okay, just briefly, what is entrepreneur? The word entrepreneur has originated from 16th century French verb entreprendre, meaning to undertake, as per Cunningham and Vischer in 1991. An entrepreneur is one who undertakes or assumes the risk of a new enterprise or business venture. An entrepreneur is one who initiates changes in order to capitalize on the available opportunities. And this research has tried to analyze the different strategies followed by entrepreneurs, especially new age Indian entrepreneurs, for seeking business opportunities and competitive advantage. And what is new age entrepreneurs? This I have defined here. They are those entrepreneurs who have started their business in the post-liberalization era of India, that is after 1991. Next. And some of the examples of new age Indian entrepreneurs are Sashi Reddy of App Labs Technologies Private Limited, Murugabal Jankiraman of Consum Info Private Limited, Manav Garg of Ekta Software Solutions Private Limited, and others. This is as per Padmanabhan et al. He had edited one book known as New Age Indian Entrepreneurs. Next. And this research has been motivated by the entrepreneurial mindset of the researcher, also to analyze the strategies followed by entrepreneurs who try to create wealth for organization and society as a whole and ultimately drive economic growth. Also, actually, the father and brother of the researcher, that is my father and brother, they're both entrepreneurs from very early in the early period of their profession, and they became quite successful. So that was also one reason which aroused my curiosity for this topic. And also there are many entrepreneurs in India and across the world. Okay, next. This research, significance of the research. This research is very relevant, especially in Indian context in current times, considering growing need of entrepreneurship in India due to rising unemployment. And Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, CMIE, reported 53 million unemployed people in India in December 2021. And also there are increasing efforts on part of Indian government to promote entrepreneurship and create a conducive ecosystem of entrepreneurship to thrive, such as a separate ministry known as Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship was set up in November 2014 to promote entrepreneurship in India. With that, we can see the importance given to entrepreneurship by government, current government. These are some of the literature reviews which I have done. I've given only 10 here, 10 important ones. In my thesis, there are many more. Research gap, most of the studies on entrepreneurial strategies have been conducted outside India, in USA, UK, and other developed countries, in Europe and in Middle East and Africa. A few studies relating to this topic have been carried out in India, and most of the studies have focused on characteristics and behavioral or personality traits of entrepreneurs and linking them with entrepreneurial intention or entrepreneurial action with respect to launch of a business venture. However, few studies have investigated aspects of entrepreneurial strategies and linking them with entrepreneurial behavior or personality traits. Very less research has been conducted regarding new age entrepreneurs in India and their entrepreneurial strategy adoption. Next. Then limited research has been carried out on strategies adopted especially by micro entrepreneurs in India and how they utilize these strategies to stay ahead of competition. Limited research has been conducted regarding impact of behavioral traits of Indian entrepreneurs, especially micro entrepreneurs, on their perception of business uncertainties. Few research work has been carried out regarding strategies used by Indian micro entrepreneurs to deal with business uncertainties. This is my conceptual model. It's showing the behavioral traits affecting the strategies of entrepreneurs. I've taken 8 behavioral traits, like taking initiative, opportunity seeking, persistence, problem solving, self-confidence, assertiveness, persuasion, risk taking. This behavioral traits have been taken based on extensive literature review. Next. Just one minute. Then the influence of behavioral traits on business uncertainty perception. And third model is the influence of behavioral traits on reasons to start or continue business by entrepreneurs. Okay, my research questions were, what are the various strategies followed by new age Indian entrepreneurs for exploiting business opportunities and staying in or ahead of competition? What are the behavioral traits and what are the behavioral traits and demographic characteristics of the new age entrepreneurs? Do the behavioral traits of new age entrepreneurs correlate with their strategies? What are the various business uncertainties encountered by the new age entrepreneurs? Do the behavioral traits of new age entrepreneurs correlate with their business uncertainty perception? Next slide. Next slide. Then the research problem statements. An entrepreneur is one who incubates or develops new ideas, starts enterprises based on these ideas and adds value to society. An entrepreneur adopts different strategies to capitalize on available opportunities to create competitive advantage. However, not all new enterprises are able to sustain this competitive advantage and may close down for that reason. Second problem statement is that business uncertainties are a part and parcel of any organization. However, many organizations are not able to handle business uncertainties very effectively and close down. Thirdly, some entrepreneurs are highly successful while others are not. One needs to evaluate whether the successful formulation of strategies by entrepreneurs is in some way related to their behavioral traits, educational backgrounds, and others. Next thing. There is a growing need There is a growing need of entrepreneurship in India due to rising unemployment in the country. The need of the hour is more of job creators than job seekers. However, the one issue is that the graduating students from various Indian colleges and universities still mostly prefer to go for service in private sector or public sector companies over entrepreneurship. So whenever good companies come for campus placement and if they get 6-figure salary, monthly salary or annual salary, most of the graduating students will tend to go for a job which is secure or which will bring fixed salary at the end of the month, instead of going for entrepreneurship where a lot of risk is involved. This is a major issue in India. More than 50% of Indians they do not go for entrepreneurship, although they know that the ecosystem is being created for entrepreneurship and lots of developments have taken place related to entrepreneurship in the country. These are my research objectives. First objective is to analyze the different strategies followed by new age entrepreneurs who have established successful businesses on the basis of their innovative ideas, skills, experiences, expertise, and exposure, and how they stay ahead of competition. Second research objective is to analyze the behavioral traits and demographic factors of the above types of entrepreneurs and see whether there is a correlation between these factors and their formulation of strategies. Third research objective is to analyze the behavioral traits and demographic factors of the above types of entrepreneurs and see whether there is a correlation between these factors and their reasons for starting or continuing the business venture. The fourth objective is to study the various uncertainties involved in business and how these entrepreneurs strategize to deal with those uncertainties. Research design is the purpose, it is descriptive research, since the purpose of the study is to describe analysis of strategies adopted by new age Indian entrepreneurs for seeking business opportunities and competitive advantage. Sources of data, the study has been conducted in Agartala, Tripura, India. That place has been selected since it has high literacy level. Agartala falls under West Tripura district, and as per 2011 population census of India, the literacy rate in West Tripura was 88.69%, which is highest among all the districts of Tripura. It has greater accessibility. Language spoken is mostly Bengali, which is also the mother tongue of the researcher, mine. And then hence it would be easy to explain anything not understood by them in English while taking responses from them. Also, it was a workplace of the researcher so that it would be more convenient for data collection. Next. And sampling design, the sampling design consists of two stages of sampling, pilot study and a final survey. Pilot study was conducted on a sample size of 10. After pilot survey, final survey was conducted. The sample size taken for the study is 90. The basis for sample size has been PIB, Press Information Bureau release dated 12th April 2017 regarding number of micro enterprises being assisted in Tripura under PMEGP, that is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program scheme during 2014 to 15. The number of micro enterprises was 787. And the Sloven's formula has been used for sample size calculation. That is a formula, small n is equal to n by 1 plus n into e squared, where small n is sample size, capital N population size, e is margin of error. And population size of the study is just 787. So I've taken a confidence interval of 90%, which gives rise to a margin of error of 10%, and sample size is calculated as 90. The sampling frame thus consists of micro enterprises assisted under PMEGP scheme in Tripura during 2014 to 15. The research instrument used for collecting primary data was a structured questionnaire. Schedule method was used for administering the questionnaire to get accurate responses. In scheduled method, the researcher is personally present for taking the responses. Other approaches of data collection like mailing questionnaires or Google Forms or sending hard copies of questionnaires through post or fax, they have not been resorted to due to possibility of low response rates and extensive delays in responses. This I have done the reliability analysis of various constructs used in my questionnaire. You can see that the various constructs corresponding to scale-related target questions are having Cronbach's alpha score more than 0.7. Hence, there is internal consistency among the scale-related target questions. This is as per Curlinger 1986. Then I've done also assessed convergent validity and discriminant validity. This criteria for convergent validity, I've taken criteria of Fair et al. Factor analysis was carried out using principal component method and varimax notation. The values of the various loadings were obtained along with average variance extracted and composite reliability. So these are the calculations, and I've shown the calculations. The formulae are given there. Next, as observed from the preceding table, all the factor loadings are more than 0.7. Average variance extracted is greater than 0.5, and composite ratio, composite reliability greater than 0.7. Hence, the scale-related target questions 100 to 800 measuring behavioral traits are satisfying criteria of convergent validity. And for assessing discriminant validity, I've taken criterion of Fornen and Knocker 1981. According to this criterion, square root of average variance extracted for the constructs should be greater than the correlations between the constructs. And here I've shown the discriminant validity determination. Those in the diagonal, those are the average variance, square root of average variance extracted values. They are all higher than the correlations. Next. So square root of values exceed the construct correlations, thus confirming fulfillment of discriminant validity. Then assessing content validity, so the constructs used in the questionnaire have been derived from previous studies. Also, 6 experienced entrepreneurs were given the questionnaire for their inputs. They were satisfied with the questionnaire with some modifications which were made after the suggestions. And feedback was also taken from 3 professors of the domain who were satisfied with the questionnaire. Next. I have set a research hypothesis. 19 hypotheses were framed. The first group of hypotheses caters to relationship between formulation of strategies by new age entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. The first hypothesis is, I have only shown null hypothesis in the slides. In my thesis, I have shown both null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The first null hypothesis, there is no significant relation between going for venture capital strategy of the entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Those are the 8 behavioral traits I've already discussed previously. Then second null hypothesis, there is no significant relation between borrowing money from friends or relatives, strategy of entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Next one. Third hypothesis is, there is no significant relation between being innovative strategy of the entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Fourth hypothesis is, there is no significant relation between procurement of the latest technology strategy of the entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Fifth hypothesis, there is no significant relation between always keeping track of changing customer tastes and preferences to market service, customer feedbacks, and other strategy of the entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Sixth hypothesis, then the second group of hypothesis is that which caters to the relationship between reasons for starting or continuing the business venture by the new age entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Here I have used one is expanding family business first. Like that, I have shown different hypotheses, reasons. And then third group of hypothesis caters to the relationship between business uncertainties as perceived by the new age entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Like some of the uncertainties, changes in government rules and regulations, rapid introduction of new technologies, union and labor problems, changes in customer tastes and preferences. So for data analysis and interpretation, data was analyzed using appropriate statistical tools. Both descriptive analysis and inferential analysis were carried out. And there are 2 sections of analysis. One is the descriptive analysis, another is the inferential analysis. IBM SPSS software version 25 was used for doing the analysis. These are the gender. There were around 84 male entrepreneurs and 6 female entrepreneurs. These are the age of entrepreneurs. And so age. So 65% of the entrepreneurs is below the age of 42 years, hence majority are young entrepreneurs. Then educational qualification, 58% of the entrepreneurs is graduate and 27% is postgraduate. Year of founding of business, we can see from the data that 23% of the entrepreneurs started his or her business between 2011 and 2015, 21% between 1991 and 2000, and 20% between 2001 and 2005. The number of employees, majority of the businesses, that is 62%, is having number of employees between 1 and 5, because these are mostly micro entrepreneurs, micro enterprises. These are the annual turnovers. 33% of the businesses is having annual turnover between rupees 1 lakh and rupees 5 lakhs. And 27% of the businesses is having annual turnover between rupees 5.1 lakhs and rupees 10 lakhs. Then the analysis. Reasons for starting or continuing the continuing the business venture. Various reasons were analyzed. For this, the mean and standard deviation were found out. And 3 major reasons for starting or continuing the business venture were to be one's own boss, to build an organization of repute, and to apply one's own business ideas. And then difficulties faced in starting the business venture. 3 major difficulties faced in starting the business venture were non-availability of skilled manpower, non-availability of capital, and lengthy approval or registration process. Next. Then business uncertainties, out of various business uncertainties, changes in customer tastes and preferences, lack of market demand at times, and changes in taxation system were the main business uncertainties faced by the entrepreneurs. The strategies for dealing with business uncertainties, 2 major strategies for dealing with business uncertainties that were used by entrepreneurs were keeping track of changing customer tastes and preferences and coming out with innovative products or services from time to time. Next one. Sources of funding, what funding strategies they used. Most of the entrepreneurs went for bootstrapping, that is investing one's own money and bank loan in combination to fund their businesses. Advertising strategies used by entrepreneurs. There were various advertising strategies, out of which majority of the entrepreneurs, around 38%, resorted to traditional print media and also outdoor media for advertising their products or services. Around 30% of the entrepreneurs did not spend any money on advertising. Next. Strategies used by entrepreneurs for gaining competitive advantage. Out of the various strategies, around 12% of the entrepreneurs adopted exclusively the strategy of being innovative, and around 11% of the entrepreneurs embraced exclusively the strategy of seeking new opportunities for gaining competitive advantage. And the other entrepreneurs used a combination of strategies, including these two strategies for gaining competitive advantage. And recruitment strategies used by the entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs, and the recruitment strategies, mostly they did recruitment through employee referrals, around 36%. Next. Then what keeps entrepreneurs motivated or going during difficult times? A very important question. It was found that out of various motivational factors, self-motivation alone is a motivating factor, keeping majority of the entrepreneurs going during difficult times, around 21%. So you have to be internally motivated or self-motivated. Otherwise, during difficult times, you may give up. Then the inferential analysis. There were other more descriptive analysis done that I have not shown here in the PPT. They have been shown in the thesis. Then inferential analysis, various hypothesis tests which were framed have been tested here. That 19 hypotheses for this. Pearson's correlation and multiple linear regression tools were used. But I have not shown the hypothesis testing here because that would become very big. Initially, I had also included in the slides, but they became 200. So then I removed them. Then this, I'm just showing the summary of the research flow where which hypotheses are accepted, which hypotheses are rejected, and all these things as per the question number in question. Okay, so next. So this is a summary of the research. Then results, discussions, and conclusions. These were my findings. First, a relationship between strategy formulation of entrepreneurs and behavioral traits. It has been found that going for venture capital strategy of the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with all behavioral traits, except opportunity-seeking behavior. Then further analysis has revealed that this strategy formulation is reliably explained jointly by the behavioral traits, but individually the behavioral trait does not have a significant influence. And the goodness of fit of the regression model stands at 23.2% because R-square is 0.2. Borrowing money from friends and relatives strategy of the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, that is opportunity-seeking behavior, persistence, and problem solving. And being innovative strategy of the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with all the behavioral traits. And further analysis revealed that strategy formulation is reliably explained by opportunity-seeking behavior only. Then borrowing money from friends or relatives is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely opportunity-seeking behavior, persistence, and problem solving. Further analysis using regression has revealed that strategy formulation is reliably explained by persistence behavioral trait only, as shown beta and p-values. Procurement of latest strategy of the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral trait, namely self-confidence. Further analysis has revealed that this strategy formulation is reliably explained by self-confidence trait only. Always keeping track of changing customer tastes and preferences through market surveys, customer feedbacks, and other strategies of the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely opportunity-seeking behavior, persistence, problem solving, and confidence. And the goodness of fit, just once back. Goodness of fit of the regression model stands at 20.9%. And relationship between reasons for starting or continuing the business venture by entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. First is expanding family business or continuing the tradition by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely problem solving, self-confidence, and persuasion. Next. Applying one's own business ideas by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with all the behavioral traits except risk-taking behavior. prior experience of same or similar type of business activity of the entrepreneur is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely taking initiative, problem solving, self-confidence, assertiveness, and risk-taking tendency. Making more money than otherwise possible by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely opportunity seeking, problem solving, and persuasion. Then gaining greater social status by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely taking initiative, opportunity seeking behavior, problem solving, assertiveness, and persuasion. Exploiting current market opportunities by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely taking initiative, opportunity seeking, and persistence. Then relationship between business uncertainty perception of entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits. Lack of market demands at times as a business uncertainty as perceived by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with all the behavioral traits except risk-taking behavior. Then changes in taxation system as a business uncertainty as perceived by the entrepreneurs is not significantly associated with any of the behavioral traits. Changes in government rules and regulations as a business uncertainty as perceived by the entrepreneurs is not significantly associated with any of the behavioral traits. Rapid introduction of new technologies as a business uncertainty as perceived by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with this one. Behavioral traits, namely problem solving, self-confidence, and risk-taking tendency. And changes in customer tastes and preferences as a business uncertainty as perceived by the entrepreneurs is significantly associated with the behavioral traits, namely opportunity seeking, persistence, and problem solving. And comparison of the findings of the study with existing literature. One of the main objectives of the study has been to assess the relationship between strategy formulation of entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits, which is in line with the studies of Miller and Tolos 1986, Nicholson 1988, and Stewart et al. 1998. One key finding of the study is that being innovative strategy of the entrepreneurs is reliably explained by opportunities seeking behavioral trait, which is a key trait of entrepreneurs, which is in line with the studies of Stevenson and Jarilomousi 1986, Gardner 1994, and Hills and Schrader 1990. Beta value, there is a strength of relationship for opportunity seeking behavior trait in explaining being innovative strategy has come out to be 0.301 in the present study, which is more than beta value of 0.23 obtained in the study of Kikul and Kundry regarding small firm innovation and proactive entrepreneurial personality. Also, according to the current study, opportunity seeking behavioral trait is found to be a dominating trait influencing strategy formulation of the entrepreneurs. And this is in agreement with some previous studies. And another major objective of the study has been to examine the relationship between reasons for starting or continuing the business venture by the entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits, which is in line with the previous studies. Then one more important aspect of the study is about business uncertainty perception by entrepreneurs, and this is in line with the studies of Duncan, Starbuck, Macmillan, and Shepard, etc. Business uncertainty plays a significant role in emerging economies, as evident from previous researches of Redas and Bozic 2009, and so many others. And hence the current study, dealing with business uncertainty perception by entrepreneurs in India and emerging economy is justified. Our current study reveals a significant association between this between certain business uncertainty perceptions by entrepreneurs and their behavioral traits, and this is in alignment with the previous studies. And further, this type of study has not been carried out previously in Agartala, India, thus making the study useful and relevant. Actually, there's implications of the research, like it has first delved into the demographic aspects of new age Indian entrepreneurs with respect to their gender, age, educational qualification. It has then analyzed various reasons on part of the entrepreneurs for starting or continuing the business venture. It has also probed into the difficulties faced by entrepreneurs in starting their business venture, the uncertainties faced in businesses, also the motivating factors during difficult times. And the study has further investigated different sources of business funding and advertising strategies and also recruitment strategies by the entrepreneurs. Then the research has been carried out to examine different strategies carried out by new age Indian entrepreneurs to avail business opportunities to stay ahead of their competitors. The behavioral traits were also analyzed and all these things. Then implications for policymakers. This study will help government implement more entrepreneur-friendly policies and also enable it to provide necessary training and financial or technical support required by them. The findings of the study will help the government in improving the startup and our entrepreneur ecosystem by understanding the major difficulties faced by entrepreneurs in starting the business venture and the business uncertainties confronted by them after setting up their venture. The study will help MSME Development Institute to understand the problems specific to micro entrepreneurs and accordingly take necessary action for their betterment. The study will also benefit various entrepreneurial bodies like TIE, Indus Entrepreneurs, NEN National Entrepreneurship Network, and others to provide support to the entrepreneurs or non-eb entrepreneurs in a better way. Implications for educational institutions. The research findings will enable educational institutions to motivate the students to choose entrepreneurship as a career option by focusing on the right reasons to start a business. The findings of the research will help incubators and entrepreneurship cells in different educational institutions to channelize their efforts in the right direction. This study will further help educational institutions to develop the right behavioral traits in their students, which will enable them to take up entrepreneurship as a career and become successful entrepreneurs. Thanks. And recommendation, the study has revealed non-availability of skilled manpower to be a primary difficulty faced by the entrepreneurs in starting their business. This is indeed a matter of serious concern because already a separate ministry known as Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship was formed by Government of India in 2014. So Government of India has to seriously look into the formulation of policies and programs of the ministry with respect to entrepreneurship and effective implementation of these policies and programs. The state government also has to proactively ensure proper execution of policies and programs related to entrepreneurship to improve availability of skilled manpower in the state of Tripura. The study has revealed also non-availability of capital as a second major difficulty which the entrepreneurs come across while starting their businesses. This is also a matter of concern because this difficulty is being faced by the entrepreneurs in spite of Mudra loan scheme, MSME loan in 59 minutes, different loan schemes offered by Government of India. So the Indian government has to ensure that benefits of the existing loan schemes are reaching the entrepreneurs all across the country. Moreover, the state government also has to take an active role to create awareness among the entrepreneurs regarding existing loan schemes of Government of India, which can be availed by them. Further, the state government can also introduce good loan schemes for the entrepreneurs, especially the micro entrepreneurs. Another important revelation of the study is that of lengthy approval or registration process being another major difficulty encountered by the entrepreneurs in starting their business. So this fact has to be taken into cognizance by Government of India, and it has to ensure that entrepreneurs are benefited by National Single Window System portal launched by Ministry of Commerce and Industry in India in September 2021. It may need to conduct more awareness and training programs regarding use of that portal. Another important finding of the study is that entrepreneurs have mainly made use of traditional print media and outdoor media in advertising their products and services instead of using internet and social media, the digital media in a bigger way, which is the current norm. This may be because of the low awareness level among the entrepreneurs or they are less tech savvy. Whatever be the reason, Government of India and state government have to create more awareness about the latest advertising media that can be used by entrepreneurs and also ensure that the entrepreneurs are able to take advantage of the prevailing digital India movement in the country. Also, as per the findings of the study, two major reasons for starting business venture by the entrepreneurs are to be one's own boss and applying own business ideas. To this end, the educational institutions should try to make the students more independent minded, which is not usually the norm. We usually are guided by whatever the teachers dictate to us, etc. So they have to be made more independent minded. So then ultimately they will tend to start their own businesses so that they can take bold decisions on their own and try to develop also creative mindset among the students to enable them to apply their ideas in starting their own companies. This will be possible if educational institutions adopt a more active learning approach, such as adopting teaching methodology in lines of Aflatun. Aflatun is a active learning technique developed by an entrepreneur, woman entrepreneur in India who has shifted to Netherlands, and Aflatun is also endorsed by United Nations, etc. Just one. No, back. Yeah, this one. So, but mostly still the teaching is mostly theory oriented in schools and colleges. So more of active learning may be adopted. Because initially we are still in the mode of rote learning, etc. And when we go to the organization, often the bosses tell you to be more creative, innovative. But still, since we have not habituated to being creative, we always often still in the habit of taking notes, this, that. So we fail to become creative or innovative. Also, according to the study, an important strategy being adopted by entrepreneurs for gaining competitive advantage is being innovative. To this end, central government and state governments should try to inculcate a culture of innovation among entrepreneurs by conducting various training programs in that area. And Government of India may think of establishing a separate innovation ministry to encourage countrywide innovations among the entrepreneurs. The educational institutions can also play their part by establishing innovation centers, which is already happening, like Atal Innovation Centers are being established in colleges and universities to promote innovation. And also courses like design thinking may be made compulsory in technical and business oriented programs to inculcate innovative and divergent thinking among the students. Design thinking I've seen being implemented by some universities in India. It is very much promoted by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, that design thinking concept. They have a separate course, etc. It has also been found in the study that entrepreneurs have mostly resorted to bootstrapping, that is investing one's own money and bank loan to fund their business, and very less of other forms of funding such as seed capital, angel capital, venture capital, and others. This indicates that entrepreneurs do not have knowledge regarding these other funding sources, or they do not have access to these sources. Hence, the onus lies on the state government and local educational institutions to create awareness regarding these funding sources and also provide possible access to such funding sources. Next. Limitations of the research. Like some biases may have crept into the responses, as few of the respondents may not have been very honest in giving answers to certain questions. The study has focused mostly on micro entrepreneurs with a few small entrepreneurs whose viewpoints and business approaches will differ in a vast way from medium and big entrepreneurs. The number of female entrepreneurs included in the study is very less, lower than 10, and hence their viewpoints and approaches of doing business have not been probed in detail. Moreover, their behavioral traits may be slightly different from male entrepreneurs, which has not been investigated. Fourth limitation is study has been carried out in the city of Agartala in Tripura, hence the findings of the study may not be generalized to whole of Tripura and India, as business, economic, social, cultural, and other conditions tend to vary from region to region. Next. And this study has not included other behavioral traits of entrepreneurs like energy, versatility, efficiency, orientation, internal locus of control, and others. Suggestions for future research. This kind of study can be extended to medium and big entrepreneurs who have been excluded from this study due to time constraints and approachability issues. This type of study can be conducted in other regions of Tripura and also regions in other states of the country to get varied insights. More female entrepreneurs may be included in future research to take into consideration their viewpoints, business approaches, and behavioral traits. Future research can include other behavioral traits such as energy, versatility, efficiency, orientation, internal locus of control, and others. The negative behavioral traits have not been considered in this study. However, future research may include psychological disorders such as ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and others to understand their influence on entrepreneurial actions, business strategy formulation, and others. For instance, Viklan et al. 2016 have researched how some ADHD symptoms are better suited to entrepreneurial actions, like putting extreme focus on a certain thing or being too engrossed in a certain thing. That is one symptom of ADHD. They have cited examples of some world-famous successful entrepreneurs diagnosed with ADHD, namely Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, Ingvar Kamprad, founder of popular Swedish furniture retail company IKEA, and David Nileman, renowned Brazilian-American entrepreneur and founder of 5 commercial airlines. They all have ADHD, but they have all become very successful entrepreneurs. Latest techniques of artificial intelligence and machine learning can be utilized to do this type of research to gain high-level insights, because these are the latest incoming concepts or emerging concepts. For example, Costoni and Judith 2022 have analyzed characteristics of nascent entrepreneurs in Hungary using machine learning approaches. Okay, with this, I have concluded my presentation. I thank all of you for your patient hearing.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Nobody. Dr. Chandra is on to put forward his my questions.
Can you hear? Sir, you're not audible, sir. Sir, you're not audible. Hear you. Sir, can you please put your mic and check, sir? Can you check this, sir? The general is, can you put your mic? Sir, we can hear you.
Dr. Chattopadhyay, are you able to? Can you share?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Dr. Chattopadhyay. Just trying to test it out.
Yes, I'm a control variant. I can start like that, I can finish it. Sir, please check with the microphone settings in the Zoom, sir. Sir, if there is any issue, please kindly re-log in, sir. There are some connectivity issues, sir. Yes, that's fine. No. Sir, you can ask a question over phone also, sir, we have the caller to be responded. Yes, sir. That is like, we'll ask for sir to start with and you can say. Hello, sir, can we ask other examiner to ask the question, sir? Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Should we proceed?
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dr. for your good presentation. Are you team? Many times. You can show me title. Title slide. First slide. You have the copy of the thesis, hard copy. I think it should be also waiting. Time, maybe undergoing something. Candidate is good. So, for me, good work. Appreciations to you and
Thank you.
for turning out a good work. We always welcome the entrepreneurship research from the areas where we have dearth of research. Northeast is one such.
Yes.
Very fertile working area for entrepreneurial research. And very few works are available. So that way, this research specialization.
Thank you.
Any study which relates to micro entrepreneurship in Agartala is a good one. In my appreciation. What according to you is the purpose of this work? I have given the report, you know. Both the external examiners have given the report.
Yes.
The reports are unanimous that you can and positive. Only then this exercise is conducted.
Yes.
So in a way, I have already committed to the work being awarded. So why if I is taking this stuff about conducting this?
To assess the understanding of the researcher.
That is reflected in the work itself. Isn't it? The 19 hypotheses that you have been tested and concluded about, that is good enough to understand. So there are two purposes. Number one, dissertation doesn't speak as to how much you actually know.
Yes.
You will switch the topic.
Yes.
Maybe you are fortunate enough to have some lessons of the board. He writes your dissertation in one day. It's good for him. So face-to-face examination is a purpose to do away with any possibility of impersonation.
No, I have written everything on it.
I'm saying the purpose of the work.
Okay.
If there is any such thing, I will do. Second thing is, since you have devoted 4 or 5 years of it, which is fine, how long will it take to carry out this?
Actually, the PhD got a little bit delayed between.
Just give me the time. Years. The number of years that it 7 years. 2 years ago,
Yeah.
for the lean period for research.
I got myself infected and hospitalized in 2020.
So,
And again, 2021.
is how much ownership do you have of the work that you have? Claim that it is yours. So, from these 2 points, I will explore.
Yes.
I didn't say. What made you to talk about new age entrepreneurs?
The new age entrepreneurs, I have defined that they are the entrepreneurs who started their businesses after 1991. That is when the Indian economy opened up, during the era of Prime Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Rao. So, economy opened up, license Raj was abolished, and so many new things started happening in the Indian economy. And also, so this was one reason why I chose the term new age. Okay, and they are obviously entrepreneurs.
Your work is in the field of life.
Yes, but they have all started their
1991
businesses
is the watershed point.
after 1991.
After 1991, economy got opened.
Yes.
What opportunity or otherwise did you create for the market? License was fine, they can understand.
Like previously, you have to take approval for practically everything. A lot of licensing was required. A lot of bureaucratic hurdles had to be crossed. So those things were there. And also the entrepreneurial ecosystem was not existing that time in India. And also,
Let me translate it to specific.
yes,
Okay? Because the work relates to Agartala. Agartala is a city that is surrounded by Bangladesh.
yes.
From how many sides?
Agartala is bordering Bangladesh, then some other North Meghalaya, Mizoram, and all these states.
Talk about Bangladesh now, because this 91 relates to Bangladesh state. From how many sides Bangladesh surrounds Agartala? And lot of micro venture scope is. So have you reflected about that after the liberalization, local people in one formation or the other had more opportunity to trade with bordering country, which is very similar to like us only.
Yes,
Very good.
that
Have you
I
mentioned something
did not know.
that should have been, isn't it?
Yes,
Because you see, I always appreciate the micro work, vertical work. It's good. Agartala has a very unique location to trade with Bangladesh.
yeah, it is bordering Bangladesh.
It's a huge trade traffic. You might be knowing, you live in
Yes.
Agartala.
I don't live. I had worked there for 6 years
But since you have chosen, worked in which organization?
in ICFA University, Tripura.
Very good. Then 6 years, good enough. I visited Agartala only for maybe 4-5 times. That to Central University. But I have looked at area from the entrepreneurial perspective. That if the border movements are made easy, they are made more trustworthy, what opportunities for the micro entrepreneurs are pending? Because it is the Indian side that has the more resource. So opportunities will naturally be to the Indian entrepreneurs.
Yes,
So if you are talking about the entrepreneurial, micro entrepreneurial opportunities post 1991, you should have looked at the immediate world.
the
That is what
border.
I expected
Yeah, yes,
from the title of this work. Okay.
yes. Yeah, that one thing I
Good.
overlooked.
It's not a observation. It is the external perspective. Since these things are not possible to be put into the report, that is why when we are face to face, I raise many observations which I did not. For example, come to the issues that you have addressed. That's like this. The external examiners issues that have been raised and addressed by these. Most of the issues, I think, in the addressed. Okay. To come to that, I'll take up only not to only one from my side and other from the other external. Yes. I have made only one observation. You can read out the first observation.
First observation of first
Issues
exam.
relating to hypothesis formulation. Now this is valid for all the three groups for which you are formulating the hypothesis,
Yes.
and all 19 hypotheses specifically. What we have done, you have taken one parameter. Statistics says that you take one parameter, observe the impact of this parameter on other parameters.
Yes.
Is it the way we formulate the hypothesis?
Yes.
Now, what you have taken a group of variables. In entrepreneurial, what you call 8 variables that you have taken for most of the hypotheses.
Yeah, the 8
7 are edges.
traits.
7 are edges. Now,
Eight.
comparing there are correlations and there are what you call multiple correlations within these. There are simple 8 to be compared, impact of 8 on 1. Dependent and independent variable. Either you index all these 8 into one index and then compare, which is very tricky and difficult job. So comparing the one part of the hypothesis parameter that you have written for a composite 8 factors combination, जैसे अब है कि आपका जो हेल्थ है वो आपके फूड हैबिट पे, आपके एक्सरसाइज पे, आपके लाइफ स्टाइल पे, आपके जेनेटिक इनहेरिटेंस पे सब पे। तो आपको एक कंक्लूजन निकालना है क्या कि रांची में रहने से क्लाइमेट का क्या impact?
I have taken each of these as 8 independent variables, 8 behavioral traits as 8 independent variables,
Yes.
which are impacting one dependent variable. That I have taken.
So these 8, how they are interacting within themselves.
For that I have.
These are not 8 separated independent variables.
Yeah, for that I have done multicollinearity check.
That doesn't capture the intricacy. आपने एक चार्ट बनाया है 1-to-1 दिखाने, ठीक है, लेकिन that doesn't capture the full intricacy is captured when you convert all these 8 into some kind of index, and you compare that index with the independent. You come to, so this is what I said. I did not detail it, but I said that formulation of all the hypotheses, they need
because details are not there. So
deeper analysis. If you have multiple variables, for example, what we do in sciences, we insulate the system with the surroundings to study the impact, isn't it? So you heat a system and you insulate it so that the heat is not dissipated. Then you observe the coefficient as to how much heat this system absorbs over a period of time, isn't it? So unless you insulate it, you will not be able to complete your experiment. Similarly, the social experiment with 8 variables on one side, acting and co-acting on each other, what will be the impact on the other variable? So in this sense, and what is the literature support? That 8 variables on one side impinging on one variable and you make the hypothesis. Okay? So that is why I said only one observation, but that one observation, it doesn't look like it is a serious observation, because giving something in writing reflects differently, so we are. But this is one observation that really pushes the entire community. We should let it go. Rest the flat numbering system that you have done, I like it. The other example has mistakenly said that 1 to 800, but actually for 1 you have to start numbering with 100 to 100 to 300. That is a good thing for this. And going up to 8 variables, 600. जैसे प्लेट है पहले तौर पे 101 दूसरे पे 200. So this is one thing you should be more careful. Consulting the experts who field of work. This is my problem. I have 8 variables on one side. Studying its impact on several variables on the other side. Now I'll more. This is the most serious observation which has been camouflaged in a very lighter language. Perfect, but it has its own implications. Now you have studied the competitive advantage. A better thing for the researcher. Say, for example, if I say that what is the competitive advantage of doctors practicing in Ranchi and lawyers practicing in Ranchi High Court? What would you say? You say that this is comparing apples with oranges, isn't it? Doctors have their own set of competition, lawyers have their own set of competitions. They constitute one kind of competitive market, and the other category constitutes a different kind of competition. Okay. Therefore, when you say the competitive advantage is strategic, this comes into one industry. You take the entrepreneurs practicing those advantages or competitive strategies and come. Keeping a very generic frame of competitive advantage doesn't go. Yes. So, for example, the micro entrepreneurs who are catering to the leading automobile industry. जैसे मान लीजिए कोई विंड स्क्रीन बना रहा है मारुति की, और उनको भी सप्लाई कर रहा है, कोई कुछ और पार्ट बना रहा है, या टायर सप्लाई कर रहे हैं, ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री को टायर सप्लाई कर रहे हैं, तो सबको there are 5 competitors supplying tire to different brands. उनकी competitive strategy क्या है and how one particular person derives the competitive advantage. जैसे हाईवे में जो ढाबा बनते हैं, तो एक बंदा कर्नाटक का है, उसका चैलेंज है, एक इसकी स्टोरी आई थी, मैं आपको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप बताता हूँ, माइक्रो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। कार रोकी, बोला कि वाइफ चली गई वॉशरूम, बोला कि क्या दे सर आपको, चलो आ गए तो 1 गिलास पानी पिला दे। अच्छा, उसने कहा सर आई बेटी 20 मिनट के पहले मैडम नहीं आएंगे, आप लोग खाना। उसका कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज क्या है? डेली ट्रैवलर्स जो ऑन रोड ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस, उनको रोकने के लिए बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट बाथरूम फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड करने के लिए, क्लीनेस्ट एंड बेस्ट, so that once you enter you take your own time, relax and तो जानता हो पहले 20 मिनट के पहले नहीं आएंगे, आप जो खाना नहीं तो पैसा नहीं लेके खिला रहे, और आधे घंटे बाद उसकी खाएंगे। दोनों साइड पे ढाबे होते हैं, लेकिन उस बंदे ने कहा नहीं ये ट्रैवलर्स है, ये उनकी नीड है which is सब ऑप्टिमली बीइंग फुलफिल्ड। तो हम ढाबा तो चला ही रहे हैं, लेकिन ढाबा में बंदा रिलैक्स करे, फिर इजी हो जाएगा तो खाएगा, तो he is compelling the travelers to enjoy the experience of the ढाबा as well as Indian। एक कॉम्पिटिटिव स्ट्रेटजी माइक्रो, उसको अपना भरोसा है मेरा ढाबा चलेगा, क्योंकि जो एक बार उस रास्ते ट्रेवल किया आपकी वो वहां पे तो आरटीबी के which was a very large petrol pump, बनारस से जब हम लोग लखनऊ ट्रेवल करते हैं जौनपुर तो इनका जौनपुर थोड़े पहले लेफ्ट साइड में पेट्रोल पंप था, they also follow the same strategy, a very good canteen and very good fish, क्योंकि रोड ट्रैवलर्स के it is difficult, petrol pumps compulsorily they have to provide this facility, but mostly this is not an condition. Yes. So when you talk of competitive advantage, the best of the best is it should be in the nature of micro case studies, where you can really come up with the real life cases that this is one of the really beautiful competitive advantages here on the practice. तो ये हम एक दो बातें इम्पोर्टेंट होती है, बहुत जेनरिक में कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज की बात करना चाहिए। एक मेरी रिलेटेड टू एकेडमिक्स,
Yes, sir.
आई एम टीचिंग इन दैट,
Yeah, I was
माइग्रेशन
till August.
now you are not part of it.
No.
You are somewhere else.
No, I left it to finish writing my thesis.
That's okay. Now the point is that those who are in academics and those who are joining this designation, conceptual clarity is not to test you but to satisfy me. I'm requesting you to answer as to what good books did you read as study conceptual part. Whose hand back on it?
Good books means like I have read these journal articles, etc.
वो तो बात हो रही थी। That's basically different. We start with journals, we end up with printing our articles into publishing articles. That is the end-to-end scenario of research.
SK Mohanty book Indian author book, then Desai book on entrepreneurship.
Like good का मतलब ये entrepreneurship is everybody's baby. हर आदमी उसमें expert है. But there are very so there are three key ingredients. किसी भी लेवल को तीन ही key ingredients. अगर वो है तो entrepreneurship है, नहीं तो कुछ नहीं. First is innovation. जिस भी रूप में
Just a
पुरानी
capture.
मार्केट में हो किया अभी अभी तो क्वेश्चन तो आया नहीं क्वेश्चन का बैकग्राउंड जहां की गलती है फर्स्ट इज इनोवेशन सेकंड इज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन entrepreneur is one who sets up some kind of organization if you have not set up any organization this is a physiotherapist तो जाकर के घर में झोला लटका के फिजियोथेरेपी सर्विस देता है वो प्रोफेशनल entrepreneur है तो इन सेटिंग अप second test is setting up and third is risk. Agree? Now if you have read good books uncertainty or business uncertainty is the term that you will never use in your thesis or entrepreneur takes risk but he never operates in uncertainty.
But there are a lot of uncertainties involved in business.
ये तो हम लोग का कॉमन सेंस लैंग्वेज है ये तो बात ये तो कॉमन पार्लेंस है व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज करेक्ट इन कॉमन बट देयर इज अ डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन रिस्क एंड अनसर्टेनिटी you take any good book on entrepreneurship or business you will never find use of the word business they always business risk distinction there. When the use here, we should not be used. Yeah, distinction.
Risk, everything is unknown, whereas in uncertainty, the probability of outcomes are at least known.
It is otherwise. It is other way. LIC ensures this. Not uncertainty. GIC ensures, GIC means all those who are insuring other than life, medical insurance, and life insurance are based on the calculation of probabilities taken by the actuaries. Preparation of probability are asserting the probability is asserting the risk.
Yeah, certainty, risk, and uncertainty.
Uncertainty is situation where you cannot profile the risk.
Nothing is.
Whereas risk is where profiling of probability is possible. जैसे हार्ट अटैक है अगर देखा कि हिंदुस्तान में 50 से 30 आदमी को हार्ट अटैक तो आपकी टिकट अलग डिजाइन है हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी की स्टार वाले अलग डिजाइन करते हैं एचडीएफसी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस अलग डिजाइन करते हैं अगर कोई माइक्रो लेवल पे स्मॉल रीजन में करे कि नहीं इस झारखंड में ट्राइबल एरिया में कितना हार्ट अटैक ट्राइबल्स को तो उनके लिए सेपरेट मौसम तो डिजाइन करते हैं risk table or actual table design.
Yes.
So the right word to use the business risk, not business uncertainty. आपको है लेकिन आपने confusion में डाल, narrate करने में डाल, practically that way. But in the thesis you have used the word business. अगर आप कोई भी standard हो पढ़ने के लिए, कोई भी standard, practitioners की नहीं, practitioners don't indulge into this what you call semantics. How a word is standardized and used in a particular discipline. इससे उनको मतलब नहीं, तो they will for practical purposes treat the risk and uncertainty as synonymous. And this is good also. Practitioner के रिस्क क्या फर्क पड़ता है? क्या आपको उसके रिस्क लिखने हैं? लेकिन हमारे लिए बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. Uncertainty situation where the probability cannot be estimated. Risky situations are where probability estimates are possible. Design of experiments and conducting experiments are possible only for the risky situations. So, entrepreneur is not a gambler. He will assess the risk and he will plunge into it. This assessment could be right. It may also be not so right in the lesson. तो एक तो ये इसको अब करेक्शन तो क्या करना है, लेकिन आपको आगे के लिए तो देखना। अच्छा, स्ट्रेटेजी की बात इसमें ज्यादा हुई नहीं। जैसे whenever you make an artificial model or micro or small, there are three things that you do. One, you serve value to the customer. Second, you make profit. And you make your investors also be in a good mood and profit. तीन ही चीजें, through venture, you are giving value to the customer, you are making profit, and you are making your investors also earn. You know about sustainable venture. When you talk of competitive strategy, you have to refer to these things. और फिर पोर्टर का आपने जिक्र किया है, लेकिन स्पेसिफिक मॉडल्स का तो जिक्र आपने नहीं किया। जो एक दो आप करते हैं, बिल्कुल डिवाइडेड वैल्यू एम्पिरिकली फॉर त्रिपुरा पोर्टर का मॉडल हमने जरूर ले लिया है। फैक्टर्स को हम त्रिपुरा में एग्रीमेंटाइज करें, अगरतला में एग्रीमेंटाइज करें, माइक्रो स्टडी इज अप्लाइंग दोस टू द फील्ड। तभी तो है। जैसे आप बंगाल में उड़ीसा वाले हैं, बंगाल में तो आज में छोला खाएंगे unless the serving entity is Punjabi, तो उसका टेस्ट तो अच्छा नहीं, अलग नहीं लगेगा। नहीं कि दिल्ली वाला छोला को मिला है, हरियाणा वाला मिला है कि नहीं। और उसी तरह से बीकानेर में जो आप रसगुल्ला खाएंगे, इज वेरी फेमस शॉप, बीकानेर में। और राजस्थानी दे फील वेरी प्राइड टू इट। बीकानेर में आए तो रसगुल्ला हम खाते हैं, हमको टेस्ट नहीं आता, कहीं से भी नहीं आता, बट राजस्थान में बहुत फेमस है। तो जब तो अपने मॉडल को मॉडल लिया तो स्ट्रेटेजी तीन चीजों में, अब हमारे पास बहुत डिटेल लेकिन हम उतना जाएंगे। स्ट्रेटेजी तीन चीजों पे बेस करते हैं, तो उन तीनों चीजों को आप देखते हैं and then you could talk to they are ऐसे करते हैं। I'm sure they must have been doing it. Those who are practitioners, they are way ahead of us, otherwise they cannot survive.
They may be unknowingly usually.
They may not be knowing those words, but sure they are practicing them. बिना उसको survive ही नहीं कर सकते। ठीक है, वो चीज आप हमको लाओ जो हम आपको प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल दे रहे हैं। तो वैसे 10 एग्जांपल आज हम आपसे सीखते हैं, विचार अभिप्राय बिना जाने उसके आप टिक ही नहीं सकते। जो आदमी पानी में तैरते समय खड़ा है तो ही नोज द आर्ट, भले उसको साइंस ना पता। हर बॉलर जो स्पिन बॉल करता है तो पीछे पैंट में खूब रगड़ता नहीं, खूब रगड़ के बॉल करता है। उसको उसका फिजिक्स नहीं पता, भले कि सरफेस अनइवन हो जाएगा तो फ्रिक्शन की वजह से एयर प्रेशर डिफरेंट होगा तो हमारा स्पिन ज्यादा रहेगी, अनप्रेडिक्टेबल स्पिन होगा। लेकिन उसे कोच ने सिखाया है खूब रगड़ रगड़ के। हम लोग का काम है, हम उनके प्रैक्टिस थियरी है, तभी तो एम्पिरिकल रिसर्च इज इनरिच्ड थियरी है। वो फायदा, क्योंकि हम आई वाज लुकिंग विद ग्रेट ईगर टू वर्क। अगरतला का मैं बहुत करीबी से देखा, क्योंकि मेरा फील्ड ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, तो मैं जहां जाता हूं, चाहे मैं जम्मू कश्मीर जाऊं, चाहे अगरतला जाऊं, चाहे अंडमान जाऊं, इन जगहों में मैं एंटरप्रेन्योरियल पोटेंशियल को भी नजर आता है। कम टू योर मॉडल, राइट? मॉडल को ट्रेड्स का समझ पाने आपने जो 7 ट्रेड्स यूज किए हैं, एक है परसिस्टेंस और एक है पर्सुएशन। बहुत सारे हैं, जैसे मैं इनिशिएटिव है, अपॉर्चुनिटी है, परसिस्टेंस है, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग है, सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस है, assertiveness, persuasion, सब valid है. हम बस इतना जानना चाहते हैं. Persuasion में persistence.
Persistence is you go on doing the thing even under adverse conditions. You never give up. You go on till you achieve your goal or objective.
Okay, you never give up, or you don't give up easily.
Yeah, you don't give up easily. That is persuasion. Persuasion is you are able to make others do the work, or you are able to convince others to do the work that you want them to be done.
जैसे एक एग्जांपल से बताइए कि ये persistence है.
Persist means like suppose economy is doing very badly, like COVID situations, but still you continue your business. Like most of the offices were closed down and all this, but still you persist in doing your business, you not give up. There were so many difficulties faced during those 2 years, especially 2020. You still go on, you do not close down, although some people close down their businesses, but still go on, even if you are suffering losses or whatever, still you go on continuing to do the business till maybe you are able to turn around the company and start making profits again. So that is persistence. Persuasion is you are able to someone is having, say, a preconceived notion, or someone has taken a stand that he or she will not do that work or will not adopt that particular strategy or take that decision. But you try to go on convincing him or her move from his or her stand or to adopt that strategy or to take that decision that you want him or her to do.
Self persuasion. कई बार हम लोग नहीं अपने को ही परसू करते हैं कि नहीं, साथ वाला लड़का तो वहां चला गया, लाइन चल रही है, हम इसमें आए कि ये छोटी है, वो उसमें आया, वो वहां चला गया, हम यहाँ चले गए. आपको मन होता है कि उसके पीछे जाने से कुछ हो गया, आप खड़े नहीं खड़े नहीं. ये तो सेल्फ परसुएशन है. It's not always you that to pursue others. Many times you persuade yourself also to stick to your path. Isn't it? So, is that going towards persistence?
If you are persuading yourself, it's going toward
फिर पर्पस, हमारा पर्पस क्या है कि आपने आठ यूज, मान लिया आपने रिकर्ड स्किल यूज रीडिंग करा, सबसे बड़ी बात है कि आपने कितने 88 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए, 90 10 आपने उसमें लिए पायलट में, 10 में पायलट लिए और 90 आपने रखा, 90 में 90 आपको मिल गई, which is little difficult to believe. अब ये हमने किया, जब हम आपके दिक्कत महसूस कर रहे हैं कि परसिस्टेंस और परसुएशन का क्या फर्क है, दोनों किस नंबर पे हम वेट करें, तो हमारा रिस्पोंडेंट उसमें कितना
question. Like in persuasion, I use statements like I can convince others to support my ideas. I am able to strongly influence other people. I am able to garner others' support for my proposals. These are some of the statements I've used in persuasion. And in persistence, I've used statements like even when I am faced with a great obstacle or a very difficult situation, I go on trying to achieve what I want to.
Persuasion is ये हम लोग के मोड का इशू. I do not know about the academic background of this. But actually, when we do some study, this is the most sensitive part. Because they are reading and responding about these questions without deeply understanding this. So they might study.
So these traits, second, DII had done a study using these traits.
PTI की study में बहुत strong conceptual objection देने जा रहा है. Evaluating all cases from media also. तो जिसमें कि ये जो मॉडल आपका है, इसमें देखिए सीधे 1:1 correspondence नहीं है. All these variables operate through some mediating variable and modulating variable, and they interact upon themselves also. 1:1 ये आपको का नहीं है. This is a very simplistic picture.
Yeah, simplistic model.
Simplistic. No कोई point नहीं है. लेकिन ये अगर इस मॉडल को आप क्लोजली एग्जामिन करेंगे, तो इसमें मॉडरेटिंग वेरिएबल भी आएंगे और मीडिएटिंग वेरिएबल भी आएंगे. Strength होगी. Depending on the strength, you will accept them or you will reject.
That can be included in future research, moderation and mediation.
It is more complex. It needs to be included. Option नहीं है हमारा. Thick study के लिए include करना पड़ेगा. Like they have also proposed some model. उसमें कि बहुत basic question ये है कि innovation they have taken as a mediating variable. जबकि हमने आपको बताया कि तीन ही फंडामेंटल वेरिएबल हैं, risk, organization and innovation. So that kind of study strengthens the. क्या स्किल होगा मुझे भी नहीं पता. Whether family resources, so कहते हो FSC, family social capital. FSC impinges on entrepreneurship, and it is otherwise. I do not know. क्योंकि entrepreneurship is an open subject और सबके अलग-अलग perceptions हैं depending on the different area you are working in perceptions. तो गुजरात का perception है कुछ different है हमारा perception.
Gujarat, Rajasthan.
That study is wrong.
Because they are entrepreneurial communities. Gujarat.
This model that we suggested. एग्जामिन करके कहाँ मीडिएशन है कहाँ मॉडरेशन है तब ठीक है. ये बहुत ही मतलब स्ट्रेट सीधा काम
Yeah.
people have gone more equal. एक मेरा मॉडल का सजेशन है इसको हमें और ठीक से करना चाहिए. सैम्पलिंग आपने क्या यूज की. एक तो पहली बात है कि 90 आ गई थोड़ा सा मतलब हो सकता है परसुएशन बहुत हार्ड किया हो, persistence भी आ गई, दोनों चीजें हार्ड. But for a genuine researcher and the kind of field that we have in India, usually some slippage is a regular experience. I think most of the people do. जैसे भाई मेरे ही जैसा ही बेवकूफ आदमी है, मैं किसी क्वेश्चनर को कभी रिस्पॉन्ड अच्छे बहुत नाराज भी होता हूँ. एज ए मैटर ऑफ प्रिंसिपल मैं कभी क्वेश्चनर खाता हर बात मैं खुद रह क्योंकि उसे बहुत सारे बायस हैं. When you are in critical thinking, is ready with the system. Then I'll conclude. Is ready? All right, fine. Then I'll conclude. So, sampling, I have no issue about it. 100 is there. Provided you will rely. When you frame a question in English, people like us do not in a definite way decipher what exactly you mean by a sentence. 3 बार पढ़ते हैं exact जैसे HR के अगर आप पायरोमी टेस्ट हम आपका कंडक्ट करें, पायरोमी के सेंटेंसेस आप पढ़ेंगे 3 बार पढ़ेंगे 3 जगह नहीं पढ़ेंगे. इसीलिए उसमें लिखता है कि फर्स्ट रिएक्शन जो आपका हो वही थी. Instant reaction is best reaction. Because that is the response of subconscious mind. तो ये थोड़ा सा इसको कुछ ड्रॉप आउट होते तो ज्यादा ध्यान कई बार ऐसे भी कर लेना चाहिए. Then last question. what is the most genuine contribution to the literature? Because this is one area which is very close to me. And micro studies, I appreciate time and again because we come to know about the terrain, we come to know about the demography, we get a lot of information about the habits of the people. So all those things enrich the people. When I read it from a distance, then I see that yes, yes. And I consider my experiment. So what is the most important thing? A single most.
One single most important implication is that, like, they have tried to be very innovative in their approach. Usually, micro entrepreneurs, we think they may not be very innovative. It is cup, a cup of tea for the medium or big entrepreneurs who support innovation and go for
They are very
innovation.
intelligent and very.
But even micro entrepreneurs, they are always striving to be innovative. That is one major finding of this study.
Very good. So on that note, I'm happy that you are now going to complete your study. Congratulations from my side to you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you. Very good. Thank you very much.
Over to sir, if you can.
Yes. Very good job. Let's see if we can.
Yes, sir, you can proceed. Sentence, sir.
Give us a
Name.
what's the question? Is he getting a points? One thing question.
Hello,
Okay, already now, sir, Abdul clear, sir.
hello, is it audible?
Sir, Abdul clear, sir, you can go ahead, sir. Starting to audible.
Hello,
Sir, you are audible.
नहीं होगा ठीक है leave it sir okay hello hello
Hello, sir.
one thing I have given the written questions which are to be answered by the scholar in my report and
Okay.
only the scholar has to answer in brief. I have given written questions which are to be discussed at the Viva Voce examination. I have given earlier in my report. Just the scholar has to answer all those. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, I have the questions.
Uh,
Can I read out the questions?
No, he has given some questions in this evaluation.
Oh,
No, not resource questions. I have given at my comment side, last part C, the report. I think you have not gone through that. Whether you have seen the questions given by me, which are to be answered.
yes, sir. I have seen the question.
I have not. You have
I,
you have whatever arbitrarily hello, you have arbitrarily answered the observations. I am not satisfied with that. I should not raise again at the last moment. And whatever you think and or you thought, you have written that. But these are not the clarification for the observation. What do you mean by novelty? Whatever you have written, is it scientific? Second one. And second one, I have given suggestion for quality publication, but you have answered it is just like a presentation and other UGC care and whatever. I have given suggestion for SCI, SSCI and AVDC index journals you try. So you are not getting the questions, I should not go to that. But can you say something about the caption of your topic, your title? Whatever, what is the caption of your research? Caption of your research. Can you say? Analysis of strategies followed by new age Indian entrepreneurs for seeking business opportunity and competitive advantage. One is you are giving analysis of strategy. Then what are the various strategies you have gone through or you are finding from the literature review, which are basically the Indian entrepreneurs they are following, or you can say any other developed or developing country. Entrepreneurs at micro or macro level, they are following that. What do you mean by strategies? What kind of strategies you have encountered or you are finding and focusing on that? But whatever your model is saying that these are majority are behavioral dimensions, different parameters that can be. One can say employee behavior, or you can say family culture or family background. That you can say if you compare with your study to Gujarat and Rajasthan and Maharashtra. Because of western side of India, they are more prone towards entrepreneurship by birth. It is in their blood, just like. But you have done your survey at Tripura. I have no reservation to that. It is fine. You have to compare also the other part of the nation. Second one, you have said whatever you are finding, why others will accept? Why your study will be accepted by others? It is a very small state and you are taking only 90 sample. Do you think that it is a national character?
sir, actually the population was very less and there was homogeneity of entrepreneurs.
You please just say what are the specific strategies you have encountered relating to entrepreneurship? I think Sir has asked, first examiner has asked, and given I have patiently listening, but your answers are not impressive. From my side, I am not too much impressed on your answers. Being a doctoral student, and you have done your study 4 or 5 years or 3 years. And one thing, another one, you see, I am having other meeting also, but I have to say, clarify my thoughts. You have said the schedule method used for administration of questionnaire. What it? Schedule method and administration of questionnaire. What it says? You are not well aware about it. Can you say one standard research methodology book which you have followed? I am damn sure.
Research method.
100%. That is my observation. You may say so many things. Okay. And another clarification, why you have done Verimax rotation? There are other rotations are there. What is the reason being you are going for Verimax rotation?
So that has been followed in some by some researchers. So I have done
That's why I am asking now. You have not gone through the research methodology book. being the student? You are a full-time student or part-timer?
I'm a part-time PhD student. Sir.
That's why that is the quality. Okay. I should not go into detail because of you have not given time and with devotion. Others are following and I am following, and you have justified one American expert given if R-square value is less than 0.5, it is valid. I am asking about, suppose ITFI University, Jharkhand, this year 20% result is there. VC sir has said, oh, 20% result is quite appreciable. Can you accept that? If the result is so excellent?
I've also quoted Jacob Cohen, sir.
That is not relevant. That is not having any relevance. Anyone saying anything, they're saying that means you have to ask yourself. Nah? That's why I am 100% sure you have not gone through the standard book. Same thing repeating. Suppose I am saying that one factor is influencing the dependent variable 20%. Others are influencing 80%. How can I say this variable is optimum and this variable is a significant predictor of that? Because others are 80% they are influencing. You have not gone through the micro level of whatever regression and what is the meaning of ASTA. I should not again also say to that. Okay. And another one you have mentioned your research gap. You have said, can you go to the research gap slide? I will give hints. I am not asking any question. I am giving hints, and if you are to be in future academics, then there might be problem. If you are in industry, okay, it is for the sake of ornamental PhD, you are right. But for the sake of academician, I won't accept that. The work is not up to that level. Chalo. Again, can you find, I am not asking about the observation, what you have written, I got it. How you are going through that. Research questions. Yeah, our research gap, research gap. Most of the studies have focused on the characteristics, this. Very less research has been conducted. How do you confirm very less studies? How do you confirm that?
So I've done the literature review. And from there,
you have to find out X year this, Y year this. In their studies, they have find out these. These are missing. So it's just like arbitrary things. These are anyone can write anytime without referring also literature. No, then what is the difference between you and researcher? You see a systematic and you say very key focus literature, researcher, and you say any other ordinary fellow has to write. Do you think that it is acceptable?
I have referred literature
without substantiating. I am not accepting this. I am not accepting. Because of the earlier researchers, they have pointed out, you have taken some of them. Yes, these are the gaps. You have to cite the works of earlier researchers. The practice is not, you are not followed. You are not followed a standard thesis, how to write a thesis. Clear? Hello. Then what are the strategies? What are the strategies? Your title is saying that analysis of strategies and in order to get competitive advantage. You relate these two. This is my last question. I should not go in detail to other. There are so many things will come. So first one, what are the various strategies you have analyzed? Second one, what are the competitive advantage you are going to expect from your study?
So I've analyzed strategies of entrepreneurs, like they try to come out with innovative products from time to time. Then they try to go for a venture capital fund. Then they try to keep track of changing customer tastes and preferences.
These are strategies. What do you mean by strategy? Can you define what is strategy?
Strategy, in simplest term, is a way of doing things. But in more formal terms, strategy is a long-term plan which is achieved, which is used to achieve some goal or objective.
That is, suppose you have to start your own venture. You want to go for forward integration, backward integration. Have you thought of? No. So I am not giving hints so many. What is true sense of strategy?
Entrepreneurs. So
It is missing. Truly, strategies are missing. Your caption is in one end, one direction, work is in another direction. At the end, suppose I have to say your okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, you're audible now, sir. You're audible now, sir.
Hello.
hello, hello, sir. You are audible.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
My side okay, but these are the observations. You have not gone through the whatever examiner's report given. Taken casual and these are not the true spirit of a researcher. Okay, but all the best for your future endeavors. My side okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I record.
Yes,